So I was reading a little post over at GLP. Yo, GLP, let's kick it. Godlike Productions. Not VIP. Yo, GLP, let's kick it. And someone had an interesting comment. Totally worth doing a video on. And he said, a grand jury has been impaneled. Referring to the whole Hillary Democratic stuff from Comey, Rosenstein, all of these guys. Even Lois Lerner of the IRS. Even her. Remember when she was in charge, there were groups, conservatives and whatnot, trying to get 501c3 status. They wouldn't let them. But any leftist liberal group got it 100%. So just keep that in mind. Governments from around the world had donated to Hillary's charity. Yet from 2001 to 2003, none of those donations to the Clinton Foundation were declared. Hang on. Right, so yet from 2001 to 2003, none of those donations to the Clinton Foundation were declared. Now you would think that an honest investigator would be able to figure this out. Guess who took over this investigation in 2002? I bet you can't guess. No other than James Comey. You got it. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Guess who was transferred into the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, to run the tax exemption branch of the IRS? Your friend and mine, Lois, be on the lookout, Lerner. Now that's interesting, isn't it? It gets better. Well, not really, but this is all just a series of strange coincidences, right? Guess who ran the tax division inside the Department of Justice, or as he says, Injustice, from 2001 to 2005? No other than the Assistant Attorney General of the U.S., Rod Rosenstein. Now, that's getting interesting, isn't it? Guess who was the director of the FBI during this time frame? I know, it's a miracle, just a coincidence, just an anomaly in statistics and chances. Person named Robert Mueller. What do all four casting characters have in common? They all were briefed and or were frontline investigators into the Clinton Foundation investigation. That too is just a coincidence, right? Let's chalk the last one up to just a mere chance. Let's fast forward to 2009. James Comey leaves the Justice Department to go and cash in over at Lockheed Martin. Hillary Clinton is running the State Department on her own personal email server, by the way. The Uranium One issue comes to the attention of Hillary. Like all good public servants do, you know, looking out for America's best interest and all, she decides to support the decision and approve the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium to none other than the Russians. Now, you would think this is a fairly straight up deal, except it wasn't. The people got absolutely nothing out of it. However, prior to the sale's approval, none other than Bill Clinton goes to Moscow, gets paid $500,000 for a 1-hour speech, then meets with Vladimir Putin at his home for a few hours. Okay, no big deal, right? Well, not so fast. The FBI had a mole inside the money laundering and bribery scheme. Guess who the FBI director during this time frame was? You got it, Robert Mueller. He even delivered a uranium sample to Moscow in 2009. Guess who was handling that case within the Justice Department out of the U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland? You got it. None other than Rod Rosenstein. Guess what happened to the informant? The Department of Justice placed a gag order on him and threatened to lock him up if he spoke about it. How does 20% of the most strategic asset of the United States of America end up in Russian hands when the FBI has an informant, a mole, providing inside information to the FBI on the criminal enterprise? Guess what happened soon after the sale was approved? $145 million in donations made their way into the Clinton Foundation from entities directly connected to the Uranium One deal. Guess who was still at the Internal Revenue Service, working the charitable division? Yep, Lois Lerner. Okay, that's all just another series of coincidences, nothing to see here, right? Let's fast forward to 2015. Due to a series of tragic events in Benghazi, and after the 9 investigations, the House, Senate, and State Department, Trey Gowdy, who was running the 10th investigation as chairman of the Select Committee on Benghazi, discovers that Hillary ran the State Department on an unclassified, unauthorized, outlaw personal email server. He also discovered that none of the emails had been turned over when she departed her public service as Secretary of State, which was required by law. He also discovered that there was top secret information contained within her personal archived email, sparing you the State Department cover-up, the nostrums they floated, the delay tactics they were employing, and the outright lies that they spewed forth from the necks of the John Kerry State Department. Remember the 7th floor shadow government group that the FBI recognized as the shadow government. Yeah, that John Kerry. We shall leave it with this. They did everything humanly possible to cover for Hillary. Now this is amazing. Guess who became FBI director in 2013? Guess who secured 17 no-bid contracts for his employer, Lockheed Martin, with the State Department, and was rewarded by a $6 million thank you present when he departed his employer? None other than, you guessed it, James Comey. Amazing how all those no bids just went right through the State Department, right over to Lockheed Martin. Now he is the FBI director in charge of the Clinton email investigation. After, of course, his FBI investigates the Lois Lerner matter at the IRS and exonerates her. Nope, couldn't find any crimes there. Exonerated. Can you guess what happens next? April 2016. James Comey drafts an exoneration letter of Hillary Rodham Clinton. Meanwhile, the Department of Justice is handing out immunity deals like candy. They didn't even convene a grand jury. Like a lightning bolt of statistical impossibility, like a miracle from God himself, like a true gangsta Comey is. James Comey steps out into the cameras of an awaiting press conference on July the 8th of 2016 and exonerates Hillary from any wrongdoing. Can you see the pattern? Can you see it? Because I've talked about this stuff at length over the years. And I'd always say, oh yeah, like the Gambino crime family, you're going to have our cousin and the uncles, the federal judge, and this guy's in the State Department, this guy's the head of the CIA, right? We're going to investigate ourselves. Brother, what'd you find? Nothing. Uncle, what'd you find? Nothing. Sister, what'd you find? Nothing. I used to always say that, kind of jokingly, but dead serious. It goes on and on. Rosenstein becomes Assistant Attorney General. Comey gets fired based on a letter by Rosenstein. Comey leaks government information to the press. Mueller is assigned to the Russian investigation sham by Rosenstein to provide cover for decades of malfeasance within the FBI and Department of Justice. And the story continues. FISA court abuse. Political espionage. Pick a crime, any crime. Chances are this group and a few others did it and then tried to cover it up. All the same players, all compromised and conflicted, all working fervently, to not go to jail themselves, all connected in one way or another to the Clintons. They are all like battery acid. They corrode and corrupt everything they touch. How many lives have these two destroyed? As of this writing, the Clinton Foundation, in its 20-plus years of operating, of being the largest international charity fraud in the history of mankind, has never been audited by the IRS, ever. Let us not forget that Comey's brother works for DLA Piper, the law firm that does the Clinton Foundation's taxes. You could not make this up. You couldn't write this in Hollywood and make a great movie out of it. You couldn't even make it up. Only in real life can it be that crazy. That's right. So let's think about something else. One of those things I said, all working fervently fervently not to go to jail themselves. Do you remember a quote from the leaked emails of Hillary Clinton, Podesta, Huma, all these people? And I think it was Hillary that made the comment in the email, referring to Trump. If he gets elected, we'll all hang. I wonder if I can find that online real quick. If he gets elected, we'll all hang. All right? Fact check. Oh, fact check. Yeah, Snopes. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go there for that. Snopes. Google decided that Snopes is the first choice that would be for all of us. Top of the selection. Snopes. Make sure you check here first, people. Don't keep looking down. We don't want you to find the truth. We want you to listen to what Snopes had to say. An unfounded rumor held that Hillary Clinton threw a tantrum and a glass of water after NBC's commander-in-chief forum, blah, blah, blah. What about the hang? What about the hang thing? That's what I'm looking for. Quote, it was toward the end of her interview, so she was becoming unglued by the time Lauer finished with questioning. Hillary went ballistic, throwing a huge tantrum and screaming at her staff, you effing idiots. You were supposed to have this thing set up for me, and you've screwed it up. If that effing bastard wins, we all hang from nooses. Lauer's finished, and if I lose, it's all because of you a-holes for screwing this up. Well, that didn't happen. That's fake, according to fact checker Snopes. Claim rating is false. And you scroll down. Surely there's a comment section here. Fact checker Dan Ivan, published 22nd of October 2016. Feedback. Let me click the feedback button. Email address, message. No, I don't need to give you feedback because you and I both know you're full of crap. No comment section. We don't want anyone coming in here commenting, providing any evidence to the contrary of what Snopes thinks. The same Snopes that was cheating on his wife with hookers and drugs and all that. He's the guy. This is the guy we need to have running this site. Oh, yeah. Total trustworthy. Matter of fact, he's as trustworthy as Robert Mueller, James Comey, Lois Lerner, Huma Abedin, Hillary Clinton. I mean, I could keep going and going. And notice these people were in charge also during the time little George Bush Jr. was president. Oh, Republican. Yeah, correct. Is there any difference? No, it just matters which person they picked. Democrat, Republican, take your pick. Well, I don't like either of them. Well, take your pick. Well, I don't like either of them. Who can take your pick? There's two. Democracy. And then all of a sudden, this guy Trump wins. Not supposed to happen. That was not supposed to happen. And it did. It happened. So, hopefully, this first part of what this guy wrote, a grand jury has been impaneled, is absolutely true. And I will beg and plead, and I'm sure she'll come on, Utsava, psychic, come on the Realist News Show live whenever you possibly can, when this happens. You were calling for James Comey, Hillary Clinton, all these people, handcuffs, you were talking about them. You said you were seeing this coming. You felt like it would be summertime 2018. Whether that happens or not, who knows? I really don't care. All I want to know is, or care about is, some of these people get them handcuffs on them and go where they belong. And this whole pedophile ring and all this exploitation, people trafficking, which if you keep looking at QAnon posts, and every time I try to go there with my phone, it forwards me to a hacking BS pop-up site. Use my cell phone, boom. Forwards me right over there. Forwards me right over there. I was checking this just today. Watch. F it, I'll do it live. F it, I'll do it live. QAnon. Let's see if I can make sure we get this in here. There's the regular site. It's starting to load. And, come on. You were screwing with me all morning today. Where's the forward? It's not happening now. Oh, maybe because I'm on Wi-Fi. Seems like when I get off of Wi-Fi, you know, my house internet, and I go on the wireless provider internet, it would always screw me. Let's try that again. See if it does it this time. Boom. There it is. All I did was go from Wi-Fi to my cell phone provider. Nothing different. How can I QAnon site load up and then after it loads up, then it redirects me? Now, if DNS, which is what provides you the website you're supposed to go to, which is handled by the cell phone companies, DNS servers, tells my phone, hey, go to this website, it should go there immediately. It shouldn't go to QAnon.com first, load up, I can actually see some posts, and then forward after that to some scam site to make you think, oh, there's viruses here. So anybody that thinks a QAnon, this whole Q thing is garbage, it's fake, it's psyop, it's not. It is absolutely not. Because that wouldn't be happening. They would not be trying to forward you to make you think every time I go to the site, a damn virus thing tries to pop up my computer. Nope. This site right here, QAnon Posts. It's QAnonPosts.com. And in a non-post, the president tweet video at the top of the next board. Don't know how. Whatever. We are honored, proud, and appreciative. Maggie showed with Hussein. Hussein is Obama. Points outlined. President Wendy today. Maggie focus. Confirmation. Coincidence. Learn our communications. Q. So this whole thing with Maggie and Wendy, following this over the last few days. The Clinton campaign office, wrong or rightly, saw Maggie Haberman as their pet. This chick, Maggie, or the other one, so this one, Maggie's mom is friends with none other than James Alefantis of Pizza, Comet, Pizzagate thing. And look at this. Holy crap. Here's Obama with this young girl at 10 years old. A long time ago. Before he had gray hair, right? So they're exposing things on this website that is absolutely epic. And it's no wonder why I can't open my phone up and try to go there and it forwards me to some scam site. Yet I can go on my computer right now. It's no problem. Works just fine. They're controlling things behind the scenes to steer you away. This is the same thing as anyone who is not sure who should I vote for, Trump or Clinton or whoever. What am I doing? Who is the media with? Her. Who is the media absolutely, completely against, like you've never seen in my entire life of 40 years being on this planet. I've never seen anything like the way they did Trump, any other presidential candidate. That told me I don't care about anything else. That's the guy we need to vote for. If everything they've got attacks this guy, that's who I need to vote for. It was that simple. Didn't have to do research. I mean, you know me, I did, but didn't have to. So when I go to a site that's telling me what's going on and these little hints the president's giving about, he mentioned the word Wendy and Maggie. Hint, hint, QAnon, learn our communications, our comms. I'm telling you, Donald Trump knows exactly what's going on. He knows the whole pedophilia thing that's going on. He's going to dismantle the whole damn thing. So I suggest you hang out at QAnonPosts.com daily. Get your daily fix of what's going on. Real stuff. Take care.